Okay, Dare, it's my turn to be the host. So we just finished a tour of my shop. Now we're going to tour your shop. So let's get it going.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So tell us about your shop, Dare.
So this is the lobby area. It's been a work in progress since I've moved in. I moved in like a year and a half ago, I think. Um,
And this is quite a sweet building, by the way.
it is like,
and you have a landlord that's, oh my gosh, he's such a cool cat.
he's all right. Like he's he's all right. No. My brother owns the building, so actually, make sure you go watch his shop tour. When he moved out of this building, he approached me because I was in my garage. So if you go, we'll link my like normal YouTube channel down below. Like I was in my garage, and he approached me and was like, "Hey, I'm moving. I'm buying this bigger building. Would you be interested in moving to the shop?" And honestly, I was scared. I didn't know if it'd be worth it, like the financial stress, everything that's associated with it. And Tyler, my brother, said to me, "You won't regret it. I know it'll make a difference." And basically, he gave me the assurance of if it doesn't work out, then like all's fair. Like you can walk away from it. There was no obligation, so to speak, to it. So we built out this like office space. It's about 13 by 20. I mainly use it as like the storage. So these are orders that are going to be picked up. So we've got a few different samples that if I'm talking to people, they want to see t-shirts. I have the most common t-shirts. I've got some box samples. But mainly it's people come in, they can decide or not decide, they can pick up their order. We can run their credit card here on the machine. The nice thing about doing this shop tour now is I'm changing everything. I've learned a lot from Tyler in my business. He started out with a super basic CNC machine in his wood shop. You'll see that he now has 4. He bought small and he regretted that. He regretted not getting the automated tool changer and these other things. I'm getting emotional thinking about it and I don't know why. But to me, like you'll see a lot of the machines that I have, they're the more expensive machine. They're the more automated machine because I learned that I should spend more money now on the stuff that will save me money in the future because I've got a competitive print shop that is a couple cities away. They have 7 employees and I do more revenue than they do and my expenses are less than them. So yes, what you have can make or break what you're doing, but keep that in mind for your shop. Like do what's best for you, do what's best for your future. So a lot of the equipment that I have, I over-purchased, I overextended to get something to make it so that my job is easier. My favorite thing that I like about lean is fix what bugs you. And automation doesn't bug me. Manual processes, moving back and forth, that's what bugs me. So you'll see a huge change, and we're going to have to do another shop tour in like a few months.
Oh, it's going to be cool what Darren's doing. Super
so
cool.
Right now, again, it's not a very utilized space. It is just kind of the pickup area. So as soon as you walk through this door, this is when you get into the production of the shop. So kind of the flow that we'll do is we're going to start here. We're going to work our way around the shop of everything that I do. So
Okay.
I sit here day to day. I have a Mac that I remote into a Windows PC because all my stuff is proprietary for Windows. I use a TV. It's I think a 50-inch or 45 or somewhere in that neighborhood. I had a bigger one.
I think you should measure it here. This is a lean thing that I do. I always keep a tape measure in my pocket. And I know people think I'm funny. Why am I carrying around a little mini tape? But
so it is a 42-inch.
42.
I had a bigger one.
One of these.
I know it was like a 55 or a 50-inch. It was too big. So the 42 has been perfect. I have actually got another one here on the shop that we'll show you. So all of like the artwork, phone calls, everything happens here. It's super messy. Everything is in progress. It's changing. Then we have the bathroom. It's a super simple bathroom, but it's nice. It's brand new. So we make sure we keep it clean to keep it that way because for me personally, not having a nice clean bathroom is a big deal. Like I hate going to a business, like especially like gas stations. Like you go in and it just feels gross and dirty and you don't like working there. I wouldn't want to work at a gas station because I didn't feel like the facility was clean. So this is a brand new bathroom. Tyler put it in for me when I took over the space. We're going to keep it brand new because it works better. Moving around, we've got a little bit of storage here. During COVID, some products were hard to find, so when they became available, I did buy them. I somewhat regret doing that. Most of this is hats, just on a Husky shelf that we got from Home Depot. We've got a couple of printers here. This is an engineering plan printer to do large drawings, 24 by 36. It's a 24-inch wide printer that will do kind of unlimited length. This is my old heat press. I'm actually selling this, so it's just kind of shoehorned in the corner. We've got our Konica Minolta production press. So this does paper products, so business cards, postcards, flyers, letterhead. I guess before we continue with the tour, I run a print shop. So I do printing and promotional products. The easiest way that I kind of tell people is I help businesses brand themselves, market themselves, so that they can basically be known to who they want to be known to, whether they just want their guys to feel good wearing branded apparel or whether they're using it for marketing purposes. So I help people create or put their brand on pretty much anything. I do a lot of production here in the shop, but I also outsource a lot of stuff. So I do sell products that I don't make myself. So I am a distributor for promotional products as well as some other things. But I had noticed the writing on the wall of being able to produce things because people want things faster, quicker, and better priced. So I started buying equipment a few years ago. So does that make sense?
I believe so. I love the racks.
Yes. So this is a 12-foot wide rack. I realized, so this paper actually used to be on this shelf, and I needed a place to put the hats. So I bought this 12-foot racking because above the printer was useless space. And so when you're using this printer, typically the only thing you need access to is the control panel or the computer. So the computer actually used to be mounted up on a post here on this PC, and we literally just tilted it. And so it rests on the post now, just on the printer. It's not too tall that you can't get under, but it's not wasted space that you can still reach up to it. So it's myself and one other guy. We're both about 6 feet tall. So being able to reach the stuff on the shelf is great. And then we kind of have a few long-term storage pieces up above. But the reason, again, I bought this was the space above the printer was wasted. And I wanted a better place to do it. I was trying to, when I initially moved in, I didn't have a lot of money. And there was power here already for this printer. So that's why this printer went here, because the printer had power. And when I was putting it here, the idea was, okay, paper is here, paper goes in here, it comes out here to be cut. But while that's great, it also utilizes a bigger footprint than is necessary. So adding this shelf has been super helpful to have it. I have to have the printer away from the wall for maintenance reasons, and so we actually have more storage on the back side that you can access storage from both the front and back, which makes it super handy. So being able to keep the paper where you use the paper is awesome. The answer to the question should always be where the question is asked. So if I'm putting paper in, where's the paper? It's right here. So it makes it super easy. So basically the flow here was paper was to go in, and then I've got a finisher here. So this is a Duplo cutter. It takes sheet goods and cuts them down to size. So I just recorded a video on making a Kamishi board, which that's what I did. I printed the business cards here and I cut them down on this. Now again, when I was talking to my brother, Tyler, I was like, what did you regret doing? And the regret was not getting enough automation up front. Not on my first CNC machine getting a tool that automatically changed the tools out. And so this machine automatically cuts paper. I can load paper in on one end and it will come out finished on the other. The nice thing about it is I can walk away and do something else. You can get cheaper pieces of equipment, but they're a more manual process, which one makes the job harder, makes it so there's more likelihood for error, and it also makes it so you can only do one thing at a time. The nice thing about this is I can be running multiple pieces of equipment. I can be doing lots of things. And honestly, it would bug me to stand in front of the same piece of equipment all day, just cutting paper. Being able to set it and kind of forget it makes it super nice. So walking around a little bit more, this is what I call laser corner. I've currently got 5 lasers. We've got two fiber lasers here, and then these 2 blue ones are CO2 lasers. Basically, these pieces of equipment are cheap enough that it's worth having semi-dedicated machines to do something. So the one you're looking at right now, it's for doing tumblers. It's dedicated to doing tumblers. I've got another one on order that will be dedicated to doing flat stuff. This one is dedicated to do promotional products. This one is dedicated to doing miscellaneous product. And this one is dedicated for pens. My last fiber laser is over here. We're actually going to be recording another video fixing something that bugs Tyler, where he keeps losing or misplacing trailer hitches. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe so you can see how we're going to use this laser in a mobile fashion to solve what bugs him.
I'm super excited about it. It's been bugging me for a while, so it's going to be a great solution.
These 3 racks here, they just have storage, so I sell a lot of pens, so I've got about 30,000 pens on hand at all times, so that's what the back rack. The front rack is shirts. This is my most popular shirt. I do have a few other miscellaneous things, but I don't try to stock a lot of shirts. I try to order when it's necessary, but I did get these for about $1 a shirt, so I did buy them. And then we got some miscellaneous tumbler storage, miscellaneous promotional products here in the back. If we continue on, this is kind of my, I don't use it very often. I'm trying to decide if I should keep it corner, where I've got like a drill press, a paper folder, an envelope printer, a corner punch, and a roll printer. So this is I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with it. Up above, I've got some personal stuff. I have a lot of chickens. I love chickens, and it's cheaper to buy in bulk, and so we have them here. Tyler thinks it smells like dog food.
It does.
But it's nice to be able to, when my kids tell me we need chicken food, I have my step stool right here that I stole from someone. And
That looks like my install van stool.
It's been missing for about 2 years. And then up above, that's actually material for Tyler that he's got a customer that we do a lot of work for, and it was cheaper to pre-buy the material, so we have that up there. And then this is my sheet goods storage. So I've got cardboard, Coroplast foam core, and we use this for the flatbed printer. So again, this will print large sign types objects, cardboard, foam core, Coroplast. I mainly use it for yard signs and cardboard cutouts. A lot of times, frankly, it's used as a table. As you can see now, we've got a project on it that it's used in the interim. So before we get to that, we do have the laminator. Again, right now it's right here because this is where I have power. And that is a terrible reason to put a machine somewhere, which is why everything is changing in the shop, because it's a terrible flow, because most of the things that I laminate come from the far printer over there, and we have to walk it over here to laminate, which is what this roll is. It's waiting to be laminated, which is basically putting a second layer of clear adhesive to protect it on top of a printed layer. And so we print it, we laminate it, and then we go back to the cutter. And so that's where it's difficult and why everything is changing, because I realize that I'm spending more money than I think I'm saving by putting the machine where it's convenient rather than where it should go.
It's very interesting how a lot of people think that way. I was in the same boat. Obviously, you've been in the same boat. We think we can't afford to do something. One of the jokes in my shop, when people would come in, they would joke, when are you going to move the furniture again, meaning the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And I started finding that even though it would cost us $2,000 to move a piece of equipment, I would make that back in 6 weeks by putting it where it made sense and where it was better. So we found if we could gain enough improvement that we would move things.
Well, that's the problem. So like, I just barely built out Laser Corner. It cost me $500 to get new plugs run over there, because I had one laser here in the middle, I had one laser over here, and I wanted everything together. And I talked to Tyler. Hey, Tyler, can I drill a hole through the wall to exhaust the fumes out? Sure, go ahead. That's fine. Great, I'm going to put it right here. And it's been great. But the problem I have is it's me and Taylor. So if Taylor's over here working on stickers, which we do a lot of stickers, and he's running tumblers at the same time or running pens, while my shop's not as big as Tyler's, it's 3,000 square feet. It is a trek, and you have to go around things. And if there's a lot of stuff on the floor or things in the way, it takes even longer. So if you're working on stickers and all of a sudden you hear that the pen or the tumbler thing is done and you got to walk over there, well, if it's tumbler, you got to walk to the bathroom to clean it. Then you got to walk back to wherever you had the tumbler box unboxed. It's just a lot of unnecessary movement. So I'm paying for a lot of time.
So it's a lot more expensive. You're losing a lot of efficiency, or something's being inefficient because you're doing something else because they're so far away.
It would be better for me to call my electrician and say, hey, I need you to move these outlets. I need them over here. This is going to cost me $500. So it doesn't seem like it's a lot of money, but if I actually tracked how much time I lost just by walking, it's a lot.
Waste of motion. That's one of the 8 wastes.
So that's why it's good to do this tour now, because everything is changing. The whole shop.
You guys are in for a treat.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be super cool.
So we got the flatbed here. The original design of this area was, this was my large format area. So everything that's typically printed on here has to be cut. So this is a cutter. This is the print shop version of a CNC. So I've got different tool attachments that I can put on. It has 3 spots that it can be kit with at all times. I only have 2 populated. So I have a drag knife and a crease wheel. I also have a router attachment, so I can do similar things to like a woodshop CNC. But the idea was, if it has to be printed, it has to be cut. And so that's why I have one printer on one end, one printer on the other. It can all meet here. So this, honestly, this is, besides my lasers, this is my favorite piece of equipment. This is the one, and like, this is frankly what convinced me that I wanted to move to a retail space, like a commercial space, I should say, because I didn't have room for this in my garage. And while some people think that this was a terrible purchase, this machine has opened so many doors to what I can do, because I can cut custom shapes from my paper printer. I can cut really intricate shapes for stickers that you can't do on a roll cutter. And I can do big signs. So I love this machine, but this machine's entire job is to cut things up.
I love this machine too, because it's cut a lot of things for me.
So
a lot.
Then we've got the roll printer. So this will do, I do a lot of stickers. It'll do posters, canvas prints. If you look at Tyler's shop tour, he has his soda machine. We printed a large format piece on this for that. Because it's fun. It's fun having your brand everywhere and knowing everything. This has turned into like the crap corner. Originally, I bought this TV to show where production was. It's turned into nothing. Like, it doesn't get used literally for anything unless it's like late on a Friday and I feel that there's nothing else to do and I'll turn on a show or something. We do use the speaker, so I'll listen to music. Taylor usually just has his headphones in. But you can see I've got a Mac Mini here. I have the iPad here. This was supposed to be the clock-in station. Taylor just does it on his phone now. So this really is just wasted space. I do like having the couch. I bought this secondhand from the thrift store. Best $50 that I spent. I have a lot of customers that like this.
I'll give you 75 for it.
No. And then the other thing that I actually learned from Tyler was snacks. So to me, having snacks at the shop, one, it's good for me because then I can snack and munch things. Tyler's got M&Ms in his pocket right now that he's munching on. But I realized that not everyone cares about getting 50 cents an hour more or $1 an hour more. And if you're leaving to go get lunch, when you think it's going to take you 10, 20, 30 minutes, in reality, it's going to take you an hour, no matter kind of really what you do. So if you can have snacks, if you can have basic lunches that people can make, while it does cost you as a business owner some money, it makes up for in the fact that they're usually, like me and Taylor don't usually leave. And so we get more production done out of the day by having these snacks. So I do. I have a fair amount of snacks, and I called Taylor on Wednesday. Hey, Taylor, I'm at Sam's Club. Is there anything you want? Mostly it's me. I get hangry, and so I end up buying way too much stuff. But we've got different snacks. A lot of my customers, including Tyler, like the York peppermint patties. So I made sure I got those. We've got some breakfast stuff. We keep like Hot Pockets and taquitos in the fridge. Taylor wanted popsicles, so we got popsicles in the fridge. And then we keep the fridge stocked with sodas and bread and lunch meat. So then a little bit of an ice maker here that, again, for fun, I have my face plastered everywhere. Taylor's my other employee. He's got his face plastered everywhere. It's fun. It's different. People like it. Like, it's on my front door. People love coming into the shop and seeing that. And I try to get them to take them home, but they don't. Kind of the last area of the shop is upstairs. I rent that space, so I'm not going to show you their stuff. They are a cooperating business. They make t-shirts. They sell 99% online through Amazon, so it doesn't really interfere with my day-to-day operations. And it also is helpful for me because I can get stuff from them if I need to, or they can get stuff from me. So it's a good symbiotic relationship. But I think that covers all the like major pieces of equipment. We do have a giant working table in the middle. That actually used to be Tyler's assembly table. I wish I didn't have it. And that's one of the things that's going away, because as you can see right now, it's just got a lot of crap on it. And it's not that it's bad, and I like having a giant table. And when it's clear, when it's clean, it has nothing on it, it's super nice, because then you can lay out a project, you can do it. The problem is you lay out a project and you leave it there for a week or 2 weeks, or like some of this stuff has been here for months. And that is the problem. And so I want to get rid of the table because it bugs me.
Sometimes lean is the art of subtraction. I don't know if that was said by Toyota or Paul Akers or somebody, but lean is the art of subtraction.
Yeah, so this has got to go away because it bugs me. It bugs me that I come into work and I have oh, it's really messy in here. And what if my customer comes in and comments on that it's messy? Because I feel that it is. I feel that there's a lot of things out of place and they're not dedicated to doing their thing. And so I'm really excited for this kind of lean journey to make things easier. But I think that kind of covers everything. Is there anything I'm missing?
It's fantastic. What is your plan when you say big change is coming? What can people expect?
So right now the shop is 3,000 square feet, and I utilize most 3,000 square feet. It's not utilized well.
Usually we fill what we have, right?
I utilize it. So my goal is to take everything that's kind of behind you right now and everything that's right here and literally try to fit it in this footprint. So from here this way, I want to fit every piece of equipment, every piece of inventory, everything I want in here. So we're going to do a new system for workbenches. We're going to do more pallet racking because it's affordable. It's something that I can resell if I change my mind. It's something that I can also just put up against the wall and reuse for some other purpose. So I am spending money to do it. And sometimes you need to use your brain, not your wallet. But the problem is right now I have nothing here. I have no way to go vertical. And that's really what I need to do to utilize this space is I need to go vertical. And I need to basically do the same thing that I did with my printer and go vertical. Because right now, if you look at my pen inventory, it's a standalone shelf. I should have my pen inventory above where I do my pens. And I've got my shipping shelf. I should have everything that I ship where it's being shipped. Instead of having all that wasted movement, that wasted motion. 90% of what I ship are pens. Everything else mostly is picked up in person. So the idea behind it is, okay, if I'm here making pens, I want my inventory here and I want my shipping components here, because typically when I'm manufacturing them, they go right into the shipping box. So I shouldn't have to walk somewhere else to get that shipping box. It should be right where I am, so that way that motion is there. And if I'm working on the lasers, I should be able to turn around or easily see the other pieces of equipment so that I'm not walking back and forth. I'm not going everywhere to find what's going on or to make a tweak or make a change to something else. So everything is going to be shoehorned into this little corner to make that super possible to make it so that if I'm working on lasers, I can turn around and see what's going on in the large format division. I can turn around and see what's going on with the shirts, and just really make it so that, one, I'm not walking around all over the place with wasted movement, and having a more convenient thing, because it's not convenient. Like, the biggest example I can give is, like, if I'm doing pens, I take the pens and I bring them over to the big workbench, because all the pens have plastic on them. So they go from their inventory to the workbench to take the plastic off. They go from the workbench back to the laser. From the laser, they come to the shipping cart to be weighed. They go from the weighing cart to my computer, where I can make the shipping label. The shipping label's over here on the printer, and then it has to come back to the shipping cart, because that's where we put all the shipping stuff. So you can see, like, just that, it's back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. So there's all this movement that if I had everything right there, it's more enjoyable to do the process. Like, it has nothing, like, in my mind, a byproduct of will happen when things will be faster. But to me, like, that's annoying. It's annoying, the fact that, like, oh, I have to come over here, and then I have to come over here, and then I have to come over here. Like, that's just annoying to me. It has nothing to do with I'm not willing to walk, I'm not willing to do stuff. It just has the fact that if I do it here, why isn't it here? Why isn't that solution where the problem is? Rather than, in my original case, the solution was, well, there's power there, so I'm going to put it there because it's convenient, because then I don't have to spend the money, but I'm spending way more money than I realize doing everything else. So that's kind of what's going to change. Is,
well, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting to see the transformation and what it does to your business. So I think the whole point of these videos is we're gonna figure out what bugs us, show some of the lean thinking that we have, and hopefully it'll inspire other people to make changes to their lives and their businesses and homes. So
I think that's the biggest takeaway for me, is fix what bugs you. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you can do it at home, you can do it at work, you can do it for everything. Like, just fix the things that bug you, because, like, even at home, my wife, what bugged her was the fact that she can never find the right tool, because we have a little toolbox. So what did she do? She bought a toolbox with drawers in it.
Perfect.
So she fixed what bugged her. So fix what bugs you.
Yep. We're looking forward to it.